Hey guys, so today I have another video for you, and I apologize if I'm speaking a little bit low. My daughter's asleep on the couch and I'm trying very hard not to wake her up. And then also if you hear like a fan in the background, that is the fan to my computer. So sorry if that's bothering you. So as you can see, I'm not on camera today. I actually have this white towel and napkin down. I have a towel underneath, but it's the towel that I clean all my makeup brushes on, and it's really dirty and it looked really gross, so I thought I would cover it up with a white napkin. But today I'm going to be showing you guys, I'm going to kind of be doing a brush 101 video. So I'm going to show you guys not all of my brushes, but I'm going to show you guys the basic brushes that I use the most. I'm not saying these are brushes you absolutely have to have. These are just brushes that I tend to gravitate towards when I do, just basic makeup. Maybe not everyday makeup, but probably once every week or so I will use all of these brushes. So I'm going to go ahead and get started because this video is probably going to be quite long. I have a lot of brushes to talk about, so definitely feel free to fast forward through parts of the video. If I'm boring you or it's not a brush you're interested in, just go ahead and fast forward and watch the parts of the videos that you are interested in, and I hope this is helpful for some of you guys. If it's not, then go ahead and exit out and you don't have to watch. You can watch some of my other videos. So I'm going to go ahead and get started by saying most of my brushes I don't have any MAC brushes and I don't have any Sigma brushes, just because the brushes I have a couple high-end brushes, and I have a couple Mary Kay brushes, a couple brushes from Nicole Miller. I have a lot of e.l.f. brushes, and I absolutely love those brushes. I have a lot of e.l.f. brushes from the $1 line that work fabulous, and a lot from the Studio line that I like. Well, not a lot, but a couple from the Studio line that I love. And I wash these brushes probably every week, once a week, deep cleaning wash, depending on how often I use them. Sometimes I'll only wash them once every 2 weeks, because I don't wear makeup every day. I'm not going to go through and tell you what the brand of each brush is. You can probably get the gist of what brand it is by just looking at it. I'm just going to kind of describe what the brush is used for and what I particularly use it for. Sorry if I'm talking fast, sorry if I seem rushed. I'm just trying to get this video in because I know it's going to be long because I have a ton of brushes to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the face brushes. First of all, I apologize for my nails. They need done really bad. They're not painted, and this nail over here is broken. So yeah, I know, really gross. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started with the face brushes. A couple of these brushes are wet because I actually just washed all my brushes today, so if they look a little misshapen or odd, it's because they're wet. I'll let you know which ones are. The first face brush I'm going to talk about is a brush that looks like this, and I put the white paper down here because I figured you would be able to see the brushes a little bit better, and I've got my camera zoomed in pretty far without it getting too blurry, so I apologize if it does get blurry, and I apologize if the shadows are bothering you. But this brush right here is a face brush, if you can tell, and it is actually a concealer brush. And these types of brushes like this that have actually I'll go ahead and tell you, this brush is from e.l.f. and these brushes like this that have the yellow hairs here from brush are from e.l.f. Are actually made for cream products. So you'll see a couple other brushes I have from e.l.f. that also have the yellow bristles, and it's made to not absorb the cream product like concealer. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take this and just kind of dab the concealer on your blemish or whatever, and just kind of dab it to conceal your blemish. But although I wouldn't recommend using this brush for concealer under your eyes, obviously it's not going to blend right. I'll actually show you a brush that I like to use for that a little bit later. So that is a basic concealer brush. I don't use this a ton because I don't use concealer on my face that often, but when I do use concealer on my face, I do tend to gravitate towards this just because I like the way it places the concealer. So and then the next brush I have here is also a brush that is has the yellow bristles here, which are made to not absorb the cream product, just like I said about the concealer brush. And this right here is called a foundation brush, This is just your basic paddle foundation brush. You're supposed to just kind of apply the foundation on your face, just you know, up and down like that, and it's supposed to blend. I don't particularly like this so much for foundation. I don't find that it blends my foundation very well. I actually find that I can blend my foundation better actually with just my clean fingers or a couple other brushes that I'll show you here in a little bit. I actually use this brush to either apply a primer to my face or to somebody else's face if I'm doing makeup on somebody else, because it's not very hygienic to use your fingers, whether they're clean or not, on somebody else. So I actually use this to either blend in primer, moisturizer, tinted moisturizer it works okay for, but I just don't like to use it for foundation. It just doesn't give me that effect I like. The next brush here is also a type of foundation brush, and it is called a stippling brush, or a stipple brush, I guess. And this one is still a little bit wet because I did just wash it, so sorry if it's kind of misshapen a little bit, but it's pretty, it's shaping pretty well. It looks a little dirty on the ends. The ends are actually supposed to be completely white, but it's just stained a little bit. And I actually like this brush for multiple uses. I use this, oh sorry, my camera went out of focus. I use this brush to apply foundation if I want a very, very light sheer layer of foundation on my face. I just use a little bit of the foundation, put it on the back of my hand, and kind of get it on the brush like that, and then just kind of apply it to my face in circular motions, and it tends to blend in and look really nice. I also use this for blush. Any type of cream product, this works really great. Cream blush, cream highlighter, regular blush, this applies really well. Just remember that with a brush like this, a stipple brush, it's going to apply whatever product you are applying with it. It's going to apply it in moderation. So if you have like a very pigmented blush and you want to wear the blush but you're kind of scared that you'll apply too much of it, definitely recommend using a brush like this. Okay, and the next brush we have here is actually an angled blush brush, or this could be called a contour brush, a bronzing brush, whatever you like to call it. Just as you can see here, now this one is kind of a little bit wet also, damp I guess rather than wet. It's actually in an angle, if you can see that, so it works really great to contour right in the hollows of your cheeks. It works really great to apply blush, you know, on the apples of your cheeks and kind of blend it out. The only thing I would say is this does kind of apply whatever product you're using kind of heavily, so you have to be very careful and just use a very light hand with it and kind of apply it, you know, don't apply it with your fingers clear down here because that's going to apply way too much. You want to kind of use a lighter hand and just circular motions with your fingers kind of out towards the end of the brush a little bit more. So this has, you know, many uses. Just actually I have a few of these brushes. Like I said, I use them for blush and contour, and then I also use it for highlighting right on the top of the cheekbones. Works really great for that. And the next brush that we have here is a brush that looks like this, and this is just also a little bit damp, so it's a little bit shaped a little kind of oddly, but this is just a big fluffy all over face brush. You can use this to apply translucent powder. You can use this to apply you know, a normal setting powder, even if it does have color. You can use this to apply a little bit of bronzer. Now I wouldn't use this to actually contour, but just to give yourself a little bit of bronzy glow just around the temples and cheekbones, chins, you know, kind of like in the 3E motion on the sides of your face. This works great for that. Just remember that this is very big, and so whatever product you apply with this is not going to be a heavy concentrated color. So you don't want to use this to like apply a powder or foundation or anything, because it's not going to apply it you know, the way you want it. It's just going to apply a very light layer all over. So it's great. I use it as a setting powder, or I use it to apply a setting powder or to do the kind of bronze look just on the sides of my face. Works really great for that. So definitely love this brush. And then the next brush I have here is a flat top powder brush. I hope that you can see this. This actually also has just been washed, so it's a little bit damp and it's not really showing its true shape, but you kind of get the idea. It is just a basic powder brush, but it's got a complete flat top on it. If you can see here, I'll kind of show you from the front. So see, it's completely flat. And what I love, love, love this brush for is applying my mineral powder foundation. But I also love this brush for applying liquid foundation. Now, it doesn't have the yellow bristles or the white bristles like the stippling brush does, because these bristles are supposed to not absorb cream product. But I actually find that this brush doesn't absorb cream product too bad, or of course it wouldn't apply it right. So I love this, like I said, for applying my powder foundation and my liquid foundation, and it applies it really, really nicely, and it'll apply it very sheerly if you want, but it also can apply it very heavy and very flawlessly, but it also gives you this very nice airbrush look. So I definitely recommend this brush for applying foundations. And one other thing I want to mention about this brush is I don't really use it for anything else. So I wouldn't recommend using this for like blush or anything like that. I just don't think it would work, at least not for me. So sorry, I'm kind of shaking a little bit with my hands, so my camera is going blurry. And then the next brush I wanted to show you is a brush that looks like this. And this is actually just a blush. Oh, sorry, I'm messing my paper up here. This is actually just a blush brush, and it's just kind of a different type. I just want to show you a different type kind of compared to the angle. It's just a basic blush brush, just a basic kind of like a powder type brush, but it is smaller, than a regular powder brush. So it's going to apply the product more heavily or more concentrated in the color. So just kind of wanted to show you this. I don't use this a ton. I use the angled brush a little bit more, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys a different option. And then the next brushes that we have for you guys, or that I have for you guys, I guess, are my eye brushes. And the first couple I'm going to show you actually are not makeup brushes. These are both artistry brushes or artist brushes. I don't know. I bought these in a big pack of brushes from Walmart, actually, and I love these to apply eyeliner. This one is actually stained, and as you can tell, this one's angled and broken at the top here. I actually angled this brush myself just with a pair of pliers. I was going to say tweezers. I just bent the top of it, and it actually looks like it's going to break off, but it's actually not. It's pretty sturdy. So I love applying gel liner with this, or even liquid liner. You just dip it in the container, or just actually wipe it off the whatever brush it comes with, and it applies eyeliner very nicely. And then I also really like this one too. It came with the same pack. It's just a little bit bigger. Oh, sorry. It's just a little bit bigger, and it's not angled, so this of course would apply a thicker line than the angled one would. And like I said, I got those in a great big pack for like $5 or less. The next brush I have here is an eyeshadow brush, and I have a couple of different eyeshadow brush options I'm going to show you. This is just a basic, what I would call a basic eyeshadow brush. This can be used to pack color. What I use for this is either to apply my highlight under my brow bone, or I use it to pack color onto my lid. It's a pretty, pretty dense brush. It doesn't have a lot of movement or anything, and it just applies color pretty good on the lid, I think. Now, you wouldn't want to use this to blend or anything, of course, but it applies the color nice. Another type of basic eyeshadow brush, it's just a little bit, and I'll show you the difference. It's a little bit more fluffy than the one I just showed you, and a little bit bigger, but I will show you the two in comparison. See here. See, this one here is just a little bit bigger compared to this one, and I guess I'll show you straight on like that. But they both are used basically for the same thing, to pack color onto the lid, of course not to blend. So just giving you a couple different options there. And then another type of eyeshadow brush I wanted to show you was a brush kind of like this type, and these are flat, I would say like a flat shader brush. And you can actually use, you can see how they've got like the different color going on in the bristles, so you could actually use these to apply cream products too, like a cream eyeshadow, or a paint pot, or something of a paint pot type of product, and it wouldn't get too gooped up on the brush. Of course, you don't want to use these brushes to blend. They're not going to blend very well, but they're great to just apply a color or place a color on the lid or anywhere on the eye and then blend. And then I also have another one kind of just like these brushes, but it's a little bit smaller, as you can see the difference. So maybe you could use this for like an inner corner highlight or right under the brow bone, just, you know, whatever. Basically just to apply color. You don't want to blend color with these. That's not what these are used for. And then the next brushes I have here for you are blending brushes, I would say, and I have two different types of blending brushes here. I have one that is quite fluffy here, right here, and as you can tell, it's quite sprawled out, and I actually did just wash this, and it is dry, so it's nice. It's shaped nicely since being washed, and it actually is quite fluffy, I think, for a blending brush. So I don't know, I don't use this to place color. I actually use this just to blend. But I do place color with this blending brush. And oh, focus camera, there we go. With this blending brush right here, just because it's a little bit more dense and it just places the color a little bit better for me, I think, than this one does. But this one also blends really nice too. So those are just blending brush options for you guys. And then I have kind of another type of eyeshadow brush here that I wanted to show you. And this is an angled eyeshadow brush. It's just called a defining eye brush. And I guess what they're wanting you to use this for, calling it a defining eye brush, is to kind of define your outer corner. But I actually like to use this to apply highlight to my brow bone, inner corner, and it's also great for the crease, to apply color to the crease. It's just not the perfect type of blending brush again. So you can apply your color with this, but I wouldn't recommend, sorry, my daughter's in the background back there kind of wanting my attention. So I'm going to try and wrap this up. But again, this isn't the type of brush that you would want to actually blend the color. You would just want to apply color with this. Okay, and then the next type of brush here that I have is actually not an eye brush, but I'm just going to throw it in here really quick. This is a lip brush, although I wouldn't use this to actually like make a very close cut line or like a very defined line on your lip. I would just use this to apply like a gloss from a tube that you don't want to like contaminate with another lipstick color or something like that. So this isn't anything I would use to like define your lips, just to apply color. So, and then a few more eye brushes and we will wrap this up. Of course I have a brush like this. This is just an angled eyeliner brush. Mine's a little bit disshapen, I'm not sure why, but it's just an angled eyeliner brush here, and I just of course like to apply pretty much eyeliner with this. The next brush is just got, this is just an eyebrow brush, and of course this is pretty self-explanatory. Focus camera, there we go. It's got an eyebrow brush on this side and then a comb on this side. Stir it up, stir. Hey girls. Okay, and then the next brush we have is also another type of eyeliner brush, and this one is a little bit stained. Again, you see the yellow type of bristles here, and of course that means that this works great with a cream product. So of course this is just basically a flat basic eyeliner brush. You can use this for gel eyeliners. I also like to use this with my Milani Liquify eyeliner. It's a basic pencil eyeliner, but it's very, very creamy, and it goes on my eye too intense if I apply it straight from the pencil. So I actually kind of rub this on the tip of the pencil and apply it with this brush, and I really like it like that. And then also you can apply like shadow to your lower lash line, or you know, shadow with this. You can wet this and apply pigments with it. It just works really great with any type of definite line you're looking to create. And then my next shadow brush I have to show you is a a brush that looks like this, and this is just called a pencil brush. And this is basically used to, you can use it to smudge, this is what I use it for. I'm sure you can use it for anything. But I use it to smudge eyeliner, and I use it to blend eyeshadow under my lower lash line, or if I'm wanting to go for a little bit of a softer look on my upper lash line, I use it to blend eyeshadow on my upper lash line also. You can also use this kind of brush to place a really concentrated amount of dark shadow in your crease. Although I find that it applies it funny for me. I don't know if I just don't know how to use it properly in that sense or what, but when I try to apply shadow to my crease, like for instance, like if I want to do a cut crease and I use this, I just don't think I get it blended correctly. So I do use this to smudge out eyeshadow and eyeliner, but that's pretty much all I use this for. And then my last and final brush that I want to show you guys is very self-explanatory. It's a basic spoolie. I guess it's called a spoolie, or you know, if you guys aren't familiar with that term, then of course it looks like a clean mascara wand, and that's pretty much what it is. What I use this for more than anything is to kind of brush out or comb out my brows after I've applied my brow powder or my brow pencil, just to kind of soften them a little bit. But you can also use this, you know, if you're working on somebody else or doing somebody else's makeup. Of course, you don't want to use your mascara wand that you've already dipped in your mascara, or you don't want to use a mascara wand that you have used on multiple people. So you could always just dip this into a clean mascara and apply that to somebody else's lashes. Or if your lashes are clumped up from the mascara you're using, you can just kind of run this through your lashes and it'll kind of clean them up a little bit. So it's got multiple uses. There again, another comment I want to add to this video is all these brushes and all these explanations of the brushes that I've given to you guys are just my opinion. It's what I use the brushes for. Of course, you can use them for anything. So yeah, just keep that in mind when you're watching this. Is just my type of brushes and what I use them for. Another brush that I wanted to kind of tell you another use, something I use this brush for other than eyeshadow, and it's this blending brush that I showed you a second ago, and it is the one that is a little bit not quite as fluffy. It's the one that was not quite as fluffy, and I actually will use this once in a while. I have a couple brushes like this, and I will use this once in a while to blend out concealer under my eyes. So like I use the Glamiflage Tattoo Concealer, and for under my eyes, just because it covers my dark circles like incredible. And what I'll do is I'll apply a little bit of the concealer on the back of my hand, and then I will take one of my clean fingers, of course, and I will apply it under my eyes, and then I will kind of blend it out with this brush here. So it just works really great to apply the concealer under my eyes, and it just, you know, hides the dark circles perfectly, looks blended, and yeah, so I just kind of wanted to give you guys another tip for using this brush. So I really hope this video was helpful. I hope that you enjoyed it and you learned some things from it. Sorry if it was so long. Like I said, feel free to fast forward through parts. This can be kind of a boring video if you're not interested in it, or you know, you already know what to use brushes for, which most of you do, but I'm sure some of you don't. So if you're just starting out in makeup, or you know, you're a young girl and you can only buy a few makeup brushes, then any of these makeup brushes here are definitely basic starter makeup brushes. I wouldn't say you need every one of the brushes I showed, but definitely majority of them, at least for me. I mean, like I said, those are brushes I use on a day-to-day basis. So I will let you guys go now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Thank you. Bye.